Hello. Yeah, it's me again. The guy that everybody hates, nobody believes. I mean, I've shown you pictures of the Rockwell boy, the Biddy's boy, the helicopters, the you know. I mean, some people you can't show them a picture of their mother and convince them that that's their mother. You know, some people are just don't have a brain, don't have eyeballs. The majority of the searchers are followers. They're not leaders. Only a leader is going to find the treasure. The followers, if you're a follower, if you need to ask somebody, where is that? Then you probably aren't bright enough to find the treasure. You know? Especially when the person has given you the first three clues right off the top. Right off the top said, hey, it's here, 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 here. And you people don't listen. That takes a special kind of, you know, really. Okay, now, subject was the misleading statements. Forrest Fenn's misleading and expired statements. Okay. Misleading one, for example, when the reporter asked him, well, who is Brown? Well, if I told you that, you could go straight to it. Do you really think that if you knew where Brown's home was, you could go straight to it? You're pretty damn dense. No. No, that puts you straight into the line where you're heading for the treasure. It doesn't send you straight to the treasure. Nothing. There may be something that in his clues that'll send you straight to the treasure, but none of us know what that is. The ass kissers. I mean, those people. Who I won't kiss their ass. You all kissing their ass, that's for sure. I hear even people mention me on there, and they get blocked from the channel. They aren't allowed to have any more conversation if they mention Bill Gorman. That's how. You know what? And people that do me that way, double blazes to them. Double blazes to those biddies. A biddy's kiss ain't gonna get you nothing. You know, what disgusting people they are. Accuse me of personally insulting her. My statement, quote, I said, the gypsies lack imagination. That is the big reason I was blocked from their channel. I personally insulted her, and I was attacked and blocked from the channel, eliminated from being a valid searcher in their book. You know what? They're invalid. They ain't got a clue. They don't even have a solve. They're trying to get yours so they can go needle in on it. And far as I know, they were probably up here spying on mine because they ain't talking about where they went in Colorado. And so, well, shoot, the guy we blocked, we really like his solve now, so we're going to go up there and look at his, but we're not going to talk about it. Because we give it up on New Mexico. He told us it wasn't in New Mexico. The expired statement was his statement about the within 200 feet or in the 500 feet and all that. That statement was made in 2013 or 2014. I wasn't even on the correct area then. So that statement didn't include me, but now I think I've probably been closer, a lot closer than the 200 feet. And within 200 feet can mean 5 feet, you know? So all this speculation and all that, oh, yeah, somebody was in 200 feet and they didn't know. Well, you know what? I've been within 200 feet, and I know I've been within 200 feet. There are, yeah, it can mean you stepped right on top of it. That's within 200 feet. That's within 500 feet. That's within 10 miles. You know, from 0 all the way up to 10 miles is within 10 miles. But the ones that are going by, this statement, this is a current. No, it's an expired statement. That statement is expired. Since then there have been people within much closer parameters, you know, and a lot of people aren't able to logically put things together, you know. They have an illogical way of like political followers and stuff, you know. They're unopen to free thinking and figuring things out for themselves. They need somebody to represent them in government. As far as when you go and vote, you're saying, I select this person to represent me. I don't select anybody to represent me. I represent myself. If you know, and I'm not going to assign anybody to represent me. You know, that's two different things. But okay, so the expired and whew, oh, I'm nauseous. I haven't had breakfast yet, but I'm drinking tea. Yeah, that's an expired and he's being facetious saying that you can go straight to it if you knew where Brown lived. That's it's lame. And then all the people that jumped on that wagon and said, Forrest said that this poem will lead you straight to it. You can go straight to it. Yeah. I didn't vote last time because I was still an Oregon resident, and I was in Colorado, and I didn't have a mailbox in Oregon to even get a ballot at or anything, you know. So, but it was such a landslide. I mean, you know, when you're running against the mafia and criminals and beat them, that's a victory. He did. He beat the mafia. He beat the liberal mafia. It would have everybody kissing kissing their ass, you know. But they want you. It's oh, forget that politics. Okay, but there's you know, stop pounding 4-year-old statements about proximity. They're invalid now. It's so old, it's invalid. He might come up and say, yeah, that one still stand. Does that still stand, Forrest? You know, he'll say, no. People have been much closer since then. And if you asked him, is there an omnipotent guru? He wouldn't answer. There was one. His name was Leo Salazar. He knew where Moses received the 10 Commandments. I found that spot. People, I mean, you show them a picture of Moses, plain and clear, his arms out, He's parting the Rocky Mountains, and people are, oh no, that looks nothing like Forrest Fenn's Moses, nothing at all. When in fact, it looks exactly like it, except colored with flowery robes, like he describes in the book. I found JD. Who's JD? Yeah, I found DB, not DB Cooper, D Brown. Well, he's actually buried in the ground now. He wasn't when Forrest wrote the book. He died in 2013. So Jack Daniels. Oh, yeah. Well, we know Jack Daniels. And oh, what other statements? Remind me of other statements he's made here. Says success is an omnipotent guru, and the only place in any of his books that he used the term omnipotent guru was in this chapter about Moses, about Leo Salazar carving the Moses. And Leo Salazar said that that's where Moses received the Ten Commandments, like some omnipotent religious guru. That's what Forrest Fenn said about Leo Salazar. And then in September of 2016, which is right after I sent Forrest a picture of my zone with the rainbow and all that, he stated that success is an omnipotent guru. Does that mean someone who was successful? You got to look into the why does he say these words? Because he says words particularly to hint at things, some things. There's nobody's helping me out with putting up things that he said that might be obsolete, and I should have made a list of some of the things because there's a lot more. I don't watch the Forrest Fenn says things or anything like that, and I think Forrest Fenn getting ticked off that somebody making a ton of money off of these coins, and he said there's no more coins, and then there's plans for more coins. It's gonna upset Forrest, really. Somebody figured out that they can make a ton of money without ever searching by just creating Forrest Fenn stuff. I don't even, I got some shirts and things. Nobody's ever. I know of one person buying a coffee mug, and what I make $2 off it, and I use that. I just use it as store credit for the shirts and my coffee mug and things. I get a discount on them for people buying the other stuff. So I've never received a check or any money from searching for Forrest Fenn's treasure. I make my own art under Clovis Man, and I'm trying to sell some of that now. And I got some people that want some prints. But when you go to print them, man, they like the place. It's like they automatically crop it, and it just destroys what you're trying to do. They have multiple sizes. You can't have one print that fits all sizes because each size is a different ratio, width and height and all that, and so they're gonna crop you one way or the other, and it's ugly. You gotta prepare each print specifically for that size. You can't have one size, one print fits all, you know? And it's just a big pain in the ass. And who's running a printing company that's so ugly to use? I mean, when I took business in high school, and I was taught that you try and please the customer. You don't make it a struggle and a pain in the ass, because they'll go somewhere else where it isn't a pain in the ass. um, uh, yeah, he never mentions Colorado. He doesn't mention Colorado because Colorado's bold. He doesn't he mentions Mesa Verde, and the bracelets came from Mesa Verde, but he doesn't say Mesa Verde, Colorado, and stuff like it. Because Colorado would be bold, and the only bold thing is treasure. So, yeah, my last video didn't get very many views. I don't know why. There's the car exactly like what Skippy has. If you watch the TV shows and on ABC and all that, and they make a big deal about finding a 1970s like Chrysler or something that's rusted out in the field. But when you find an actual Model A, Model B, Model T, whatever you want to call it, like the bucket car that was in Buffalo Cowboys, when you find that actual one and it has a 50 caliber hole in it, that's the nose of the car. That's the same as the nose to his airplane. That's a subtle hint. The subtle hint are the nuances. It was a beautiful day. The car had a clean, shiny finish. And not the Madison River, Madison Junk. I can find that in the book. How in the world can you say that is subtle? How in the world? Tell me how Madison Junction, Madison River, Firehole Hot Springs are subtle. Tell me. I gotta have a good laugh, Gotta have a good laugh. And they're supposed to be educated people. Me, myself, Long Train Air Force. He did come out of Colorado Springs, and what happens is the National Guard in Colorado and the National Guard in New Mexico, they have little competitions. One's the good guy and one's the bad. They go after each other in little simulated dog fights and stuff. So yeah, they fly all over, Texas probably come up and fight Colorado. Colorado go fight Texas, with simulated missiles and firing and all that. Yeah. A little my background. I tell you about, people think I get too angry at people and stuff. Well, I wasn't raised with a silver spoon. I was born with birth defects. I had to wear braces or I wasn't going to be able to walk. So from the time I was an infant until I was a toddler, I had to wear braces on my legs to twist my hips into the right position and straighten my legs out, or I'd have been in a wheelchair all my life, I got picked on in school. Yeah, it's Bill, it's pigeon-toed Bill. bow-legged Bill, blah, 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 and yeah, I got a spina bifida. And and people, how'd you get in the Navy with a spina bifida? I did. I didn't know. Nobody told me I had it until after I was in the Navy. So, but and they, or do you have PTSD? Well, I probably do, because when I was 4 years old, I had all the skin burned off my back in the shower from my neck past my ass. All that skin came off. Now, if that doesn't give you PTSD, I don't know what would. But um, when I'm under attack by water or people or something, I fight back. you know, if you're asinine enough to attack me and stuff, or fling poo at me, I'm going to fling poo back at you. That's how it works. I don't take shit without throwing shit back. I'm not going to do that. So, yeah, I'm not. It's, what other things has Forrest? I'm going to have to search, because you people aren't helping me at all. Counterattack is best defense. Yeah, yeah. You shoot back with all you got. That's like the people that are saying, well, when the Gulf War broke out back in 1990, I guess it was, or whatever, and there'd be people that were like, oh, don't retaliate, and it's like, are you the kind of person that would stand there and let somebody keep punching you in the face without ever hitting them back? I don't think so. Everybody's gonna eventually fight. If you're not fighting for yourself, then what are you fighting for? But, yeah. So let's see. I got to search here, because Forrest Fenn quotes, because nobody's telling me. Well, what about this one? What about that one there? Okay, top 20 quotes from Forrest. I don't know how toponymy can help you at all, Chris. Knowledge, toponymy or geography. Toponymy. Somebody invented a freaking word using topo maps is what he's talking about, I believe. But no, that's not gonna. God, where are some better quotes? The person who finds it will have studied the poem over and over and brought and analyzed the confidence. See, that's why I'm doing the confident thing. This solve I know is 100% certain that it's in that area. People are not comprehending the hat trick thing. They don't comprehend what a hat trick is. A hat trick is a shell game. You got 1,000 hats. Under one of them is the treasure. Okay? That's a very simple concept. Okay? What he does is he puts you into the Fenn zone where there's 1,000 hats. There's 1,000 symbols that say it can be here. Okay? And you people think that I can pick out the one out of 1,000 in that zone right off the bat. they're following that you can go right to it if you know where Brown lives thing. And if you think you can go right to it just because you know where Brown lives, I can't help you. I can't help you. You'd have to be really dumb to believe that. Really dumb. So stop being stupid. Stop being stupid and assuming that you can go right to it if you know where Brown is. I know where Brown is. He's in the ground. He's dead. You know? There's no such. Brown is so far from the treasure. The treasure is like he said, the treasure isn't near the Rio Grande. The treasure isn't near Brown's home. It's too far to walk. That's why you're driving. That's why you're taking the tarry scant down the road. Tarry Road. It's tarry. They used to tar and feather people, you know? And basically, when you find ancient ruins, that you take it to a archaeologist, you say, "Here's some pictures. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this," and that archaeologist says, "Well, we have no written history of that." It's like, you stupid bitch. It's a discovery. Of course, there's no written history of a new discovery. You know? Jesus. But the sculptures are so plain and clear. Explain what? Explain why people are dumb. White people don't listen. People follow. They're followers. That's why they don't listen, because they're following their leader, Dobo. You know, the biddies. They're biddies. He's a biddy. He's a biddy. She's a biddy. You know, he had plenty of opportunity to send me an email and say, "Hey, what's going on?" You know, but he went totally with, "Oh, well, my little witch, she says that you insulted her. And I believe her 100%. Yeah, I don't like being told that my imagination is lacking. Your imagination isn't good enough to see Forrest Fenn's signs." Your imagination, I mean, you might as well go out, just go out treasure hunting and keep your head in your butt. You know? That's what I was going to say about Kyle. Kyle should keep his mouth shut while his head's up his butt. He might get a nasty taste. Yeah. You know, don't go attacking Forrest. If you're wanting to find his treasure, then you got to respect that man. If you don't respect that man, then a true treasure hunter ain't gonna respect you. You know. Yeah. The guy ain't got a life if he's got to go attacking people to make him to try and make himself somebody important. He's got to cut people down and be little searches. Forrest Fenn, even, you know, if he wanted to write that book and whatever, even if he wanted to profit from it, that's his own business. That's none of your business. I hope he does profit from it. Yeah. Forrest, you know, it's well worth. It's way over the 10 million you talked about. I'll help you get it. I'll show you how to make it worth 100 million. Okay, 50 million, something. You know, more than 10. 10 is peanuts. Yeah. Oh, Kyle. Yeah, yeah. He hadn't contributed nothing toward my solve. Not a smidgen. I'll send him a roll of toilet paper so he can wipe his butt after he pulls his head out of his ass. I'm getting the chest today. Yeah, no, you're not. Even if I told you where my Fenn zone was, you'd be searching at least as long as I have in that area. You know, I don't give you the locations of the things, and people want to know, oh, where's this delicate ruin, so that I can go there and bring other people to go there with their spray paint and destroy it, or whatever, you know. No, no, see, part of the reason I don't tell the exact location of anything is to preserve it, to protect it until it can be protected and from vandals and stuff, because there are a lot of there are probably idiots searching for the treasure that would like to go and remove all of Fenn's symbols from the forest, you know, and that's why he says in the book, do not touch. Do not touch. You don't have to break anything to get the treasure. Don't harm these ruins. Now, the one thing when he said you don't have to break anything to get to the treasure, I would like, but it goes along with his he didn't bury it thing, you know. He says you don't have to break anything to get to the treasure. I'd like to know, does that include breaking ground? You know, because digging a hole is breaking ground, so you don't have to break anything to get to it. Would be his, you know, it's does that work? And there's somebody mentioned something about framed pictures, and there were some pictures that weren't framed like the others, 3 pictures or something. Yeah, I see one there. It's an oval. Yeah, yeah. Some of them got the borders on the pictures, but there are some like the school and the one with him and his sister. That don't have the border around the picture. It's just cut out oval, you know. In the school too, but the others have these white frames around them, you know. But the picture frames, most picture frames are made of wood, and that's what in the wood is referring to. Art is in the wood. Sloan called wood art, that each piece of wood, when it's worked and all that, is a piece of art. It's made by an artist, even if a woodworker is an artist. Um, you know, look at colonial furniture and Art Deco furniture, masonite. Yeah, that's quite concrete. Masonite. Yeah. My ancestors were masons. My fifth great grandfather, Colonel James Rogers, he was the first English mayor of Quebec. and he signed his documents with his Masonic pen. But see, they both sides. There were people on the British side and the American side who were Masons, both sides. And Ethan Allen's my other fifth great grandfather, while him and James were conspiring to make Vermont independent of Britain ending in the United States. My fourth great grandparents, Mary Ann Allen and James Rogers, were playing in the yard. Ah, yeah, but Masonite just sounds like it's like concrete, mortar, masonry bricks. Never read a book, not going to. Oh. Yeah, I've read a few books, not many of them. Read Forrest Fenn's books, uh, and there are some clues that I didn't find in the book till you know some of them recently. Eh, you don't see it, and then when you find the stuff in the field, you aha, that's where that fits. But uh, oh. Yeah, and what he says is the first clue. There's another. The first clue versus where you start are two different things. Okay, where warm waters halt is not the first clue. It's where you start. But it's not the first clue. Page 99. Yeah, page 99 is that's a big deal drawing. It's in My War for Me. And you got the gun, the ZPU guns, and this one hill here has an arrow pointing down. I found two places with arrows pointing down. Giant arrowhead, giant regular arrowhead, and a giant Clovis point. Big white giant Clovis point. Is maybe okay. What am I missing here, Mason? What do you think, Gypsy is? Oh, he's yeah. I don't know. They're oh, she's not his wife, but they sure act like they're a lot more to it. Because I think he's pretty much PW'd. You know, he she says I insulted her, and her word is golden to him. What's on page 99? It's the My War for Me story, page 99, and the picture here with the he's dropping napalm. That's his plane there, and he just got shot down, passing over the ZPU gun, dropping his fire bombs. Fire napalm, another blaze. There are many blazes. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot more going on there. I won't say anything else, but I wouldn't be surprised. And what should I care? You know? Yeah. Yeah, some couples don't, you know, maybe the guy lost it. Maybe Viagra is ineffective, you know. Um, uh, yeah, it's his plane. He talks about his 16 air medals, 3 distinguished flying crosses, a Bronze Star, and 16 air medals, and a Purple Heart. Yeah, I gotta have a drink. He's got all them medals and stuff. He's got the treasure chest is hidden out there in the forest. When he, and that's how I say the wood. The wood is art. These clues are multiple. When he says, "Look up what would mean, or what a word means," and then you got to apply just about all of them. It's a name. It's a fish. It's the color of a rock. It's you got to consider them all. Because when you go and eliminate, well, it can't mean it's a rock. It can't mean it's a rock. But yet his book, if you go through the book, and where he says, if I could find a good-looking rock, what he wants to find are the things you need to find the treasure. His father was trying to find a substitute. Find a substitute for wood. What's a substitute for wood? Rocks. What's a substitute for water? Liquor. Beer. What's a substitute? You get it? It's substitutes. You're looking for substitutes. You're looking for a substitute for Yellowstone. You're looking for a substitute for the fire hole. You're looking for a substitute for that. A substitute for the Buffalo Cowboys car. Boom, found it. I got it. I got that. I got the Biddy's boy. I got all. Okay, if you can't see that this art that I've matched to his book, the Gypsies, we'll take the Model A, the cowl from the car with the 50 cal to the hole to the nose. Bam. The one Rockwell boy with the father on the Super Omegas. The other Rockwell boy on the rock, half mile down the road. The totem with Miss Ford's face that looked like a can opener. Come on, got a big V chin, you know. People don't know what a can opener looks. These young people don't know what an old can opener looks like. A can opener wasn't always electric, you idiots. Soda cans didn't always have pull tabs. I'm gonna get you wanted to show you something here. This is a Coors can from the early 60s or 50s, somewhere in there. No pull tab. That's the top. No pull tab. There's just dirt in it. But look at the bottom. They used a can opener. What's the shape? It's a triangle. Okay? They opened it from the bottom, but we used to have can openers. You used to have to open your soda can or your beer can with a can opener. You couldn't just pull on a ring and open it, okay? For all you young dum-dums. I'm not worried about the young dum-dums, you know, because you know, none of them going to come over here and kiss me, so why should I care, you know? If I offend you by saying you're too dumb to know what a can opener is, then you're too dumb to search for Forrest Fenn's treasure. So here's another can I found. And you see, this one, they only did a little niche, you know. Somebody liked to sip their, I don't even know what was in this can, but it's cracked over here. But, you know, these are things I found while I was looking for the treasure. I found these beer cans, or one's a beer can anyhow. And then I got dirt all over here. In my book. So, I'll get the picture of the thing with the can opener face for you that don't understand what a can opener face might look like. Okay. And I'll put this up here, switch the camera around. Boom. Oh. There's your can opener face. See the point at the bottom? This right down here, this V, that's a can opener face. And there's Forrest Fenn right there. There's his profile. Here I'm right along his forehead, over the bridge of his nose, down his nose. There's Forrest Fenn right there. And this is the him underneath the tree. You see, just like the totem caper or whatever, where pie caper or whatever, and he's there under the tree with the pie. This figure under here is kind of like a doughboy or whatever, but he's in the same position that the figure is in the drawing, and he's holding a box here and not a pie. So, you know. Okay. Enough of that. So, that's, and right there at that figure, below it was the Santa Claus and all that. It was like I was stuck on that thing there for about a year before I found other formations and realized that there's a lot more. I found the legs of Too Far to Walk. Let me see. Okay, I made a new directory to put them in. Oh, where are they? There it is. Okay, so when you go to Too Far to Walk, there's a pair of legs, right? Look, these legs even got feet. There's a foot. There's another. But so here's the Too Far to Walk legs, and right above it is the Forrest Fenn. See, there he is on top of the bird. There's his face. The hands right on his face. This is his body laying on top of this bird with this huge beak, and this is the fish in here. That's the fish. This is it looks like the treasure, right? but it's a decoy. That's why I say they're decoys. People, oh, I don't want decoys in my search. I don't want decoys. Too bad, there are decoys in the search. And that thing threw me off. I thought I had it there, you know? And I got a bunch of haters out there that are pissed off at me because that wasn't the treasure. You know what? All those people can, lick my bunghole. Yeah, that's what they can do. Because I ain't, screw those idiots. I don't have to tolerate idiots that get pissed off at me because something I thought was a very extremely strange, bizarre, had to be. There's a guy flying on the bird, fly fishing. You see his line coming down. There's a string coming down into there. And he's got a pole that's extended out there. He's fly fishing, And look at where that is. See that huge tree? It's in the roots of that tree. It's in the wood. Okay? I had every reason to suspect that was it. And I got all kinds of haters and people that will totally try and discredit me over this one thing, And all of those people can lick my butt. Lick it. Not kiss it. Lick it. Because I don't like people that pass that kind of judgment over something so convincing that I'll zoom in on that. Look, that's the same size as a treasure. This is the mouth of the fish. This is a fish here, And that's a giant bird with a man riding on top of it. I don't care what you say. If you can't see the bird with a man riding on top of it, then you have no imagination. You are incapable of finding Forrest Fenn's treasure, and you should give up immediately. Yeah, I'm going to be the one to find it anyhow. It ain't going to be none of my critics for sure. For one, they're all up in Yellowstone in New Mexico. They just like these people eliminate me from the search, they've erased Colorado from the search completely. They cannot even consider Colorado. It's a 3-hour drive from Santa Fe. It's a 3-hour drive from Santa Fe. It's too far. Well, if he wouldn't go to Colorado, he sure as freak wouldn't go up to Yellowstone to hide it. Yeah. So your logic just bit you in the ass. You eliminate Colorado because it's too far from Santa Fe, yet you're romancing Yellowstone, and he said he ain't been there since the 50s. Well, he's a kid. Yeah, jeez. People, they love, they're attached to the unsubtle, the things that aren't subtle. They're attached to the bold stuff in the book, but not the subtle stuff. When you bring up the subtle stuff, they have nothing to do with it. Yeah, but you won't find the chest where they hunt. There have been four. I've seen that one guy that he fell off that rock in Yellowstone, and I saw just somebody's video this week. They were talking about going, I gotta go jump off that rock too. And He says teachers, chapter, teachers with ropes. Okay? I was taught if it's steep and dangerous, you use a rope. We're hooked on judgment. Yeah. Yeah, I'm the most judged searcher. People don't like people that are unique and have character. They want people to all be what are they? They all want everybody to be a Mother Teresa, you know, a politically correct. Yeah, politically correct transgender lover, you know. Some of us people have a conscience, and we draw a line at what, you know, kind of behavior is acceptable. Yeah, thanks. Yep. Well, I don't think there's any other search area because what was it? They have these videos on something confirmation, bias confirmation, bias confirmation. Okay, there's no bias in my confirmation because all the poem fits like a glove. If it fits, wear it. I'm wearing this solve. It fits like a glove. It's perfect. The final location, and like I've told y'all, I'm scratching my nose and not picking it. Okay, so like I said, I've got those, you know, this part, that part, that part, that part. This matches that drawing, that matches that drawing, that matches. If you have 50 coincidences, it's not a coincidence. It's a verification. It's a verification. It's not a coincidence. There's no bias. My only bias to your solves is that they're not the correct solve, because I've got the correct solve. I got the Rockwell boy, the Biddy's boy. I got the helicopters. I got Bessie. I got Moses. I got Enki Anubis. I have the elephants. The nature's treasure is elephants. Mammoths, same thing. Mammoths or elephants. You call them elephant, a mammoth, whatever. They're all pachyderms. But nobody. Nobody. Those people in Janet's group, they don't have it either. She invited me down there to visit her and just wanted my information and then kicked me out the door, you know? Insulted me, was a total piece of trash. I walked out Thanksgiving night because I was insulted. I just picked up my stuff and walked out the door. And you know, I don't like people like that. And then tries to give me a bad name. You know, when I was respecting the person, I was respecting them. But once I find out somebody shitting on me behind my back, I'll talk about them. Yeah, I'll say, yeah, they're a shithead. So yeah, I got the too far to walk legs, and I found another one with the legs, and it's there's all there's symbols of elephants or mammoths, people hugging mammoths. I have one rock that is I put of course it had to be an artist thing of an actual mammoth of the real mammoth anatomy and stuff, and somehow the real mammoth anatomy matched the anatomy of a rock I had, you know. And I'm working on making a video about the mammoth temples, not about the treasure hunt, you know, to show a lot of the stuff, because there's a lot of figures that don't relate to the treasure hunt, and I try not to put them into my treasure hunt. But the people, many of my critics, they see no importance in ancient archaeology that goes beyond recent Native American archaeology. Most people don't even know what Clovis people were. They don't understand anything about it. And they try and poo-poo that I've even found anything archaeological, when I have stated over and over and over that I went down to the university and I met with the two heads of the archaeology department, and the one guy is the same guy that dated the stuff in San Diego at 130,000 years old, a mammoth and human tools. 130,000 years. When prior to him finding that, they said man wasn't in North America till 15,000 years ago. This is a professor who backs me up and will tell all of you're fools to not believe him. To believe, you know, I know what I'm talking about. I found actual ruins. Forrest found it before me. He wrote the poem to get somebody else to go and find it and publish it. You know, because he goes like trying to go in the art. He didn't want to go into the art business. Was a tough thing for him. You know, it wasn't that easy. And trying to get into archaeology, trying to say, hey, I've discovered, and you've come up upon a lot of deaf ears. But I went to an academic professor, and he says I'm right. So that means you have to be wrong. People should start listening to me. Forrest cared a whole lot about Clovis points in archaeology. Where's that? You know, they bring up the mammoth and all that, and they have his Clovis points and stuff like that. And as far as I know, he did sell. Those Clovis points are in the Smithsonian. There's not. They might be making replicas, but the originals were in the. Because there's a video on it from the Smithsonian. I watched it. That's how I learned about those Clovis points, was from the Smithsonian video. And in that video, they say that Forrest said he found them in Colorado. But they are from Wyoming. They were mined or whatever in Wyoming, quarried in Wyoming, but found in Colorado. So, and I think he bought them. He didn't find them. But We don't know what the whole story. Maybe Forrest can fill us in. So, yeah, I get tired of people uh, trying to, you know, call me nuts, crazy. No, I'm not nuts. I just, somebody calls me nuts, I'm going to call them an asshole. Okay, that's how it works. You know, you want to insult me, I'll insult you. Calling me nuts is insulting me. Calling me crazy is insulting me. I can call myself crazy. Forrest can call me crazy, but you can't call me crazy because you don't know me. If you're my family, you can say something like, but you can't be serious about it. I don't put up with BS. You give me BS, I shove it right back in your face. Yeah. So, um, yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna make some more better notes next time. Uh, yeah, I got the right solve, and people don't. Oh, go get it! Go get it! Go get it! You know what? You can say that, but your space shuttle ain't taking off if there ain't no fuel in the tank. And um, uh, certain things you don't go fly a kite in a hurricane. So you don't go crossing the river when the water's high. You cross it after the spring runoff. Okay. So you people that want to push me, forget it. I'm going to go when I'm ready. I'm not going to deal with you. I just tell you, forget it. You don't understand the circumstances. If you don't understand the circumstances, then stop pulling puppet strings. I don't have. See, there are no strings on here. It's because I control myself. I don't have. If you want me to go do something, I'm not going to do it. Not unless you're somebody very special to me. And and I'm a single guy. There's nobody special to me, okay, except for my son and my grandkids. They're the most and my daughter. They're the most important people in my life. Okay, all the rest of you, you know, care less. Um, you don't have any pull. I don't have puppet strings for you, do I? You wouldn't like it if I told you what to do and when to go, where to go, what to do. No, I don't. I expect that you respect other people enough not to order people around. You know. So, Forrest, he is hidden. I got a good idea, and a lot of these areas, I go through them, and it's like, if he buried it, forget it. Forget it. Because all you're going to ever find is bottle caps, aluminum foil, and because there's the symbols are overlapping, and you have to know exactly which one was the one he used. I do. There are some parts of my solve that I have not ever mentioned, and I won't until I give up on it. As far as giving up, if I don't find it this year, then I'm probably going to just write a book and reveal all the other stuff that I haven't revealed, and I'll make the money on the book, forget the treasure, because he hit it so good, even the omnificent guru had trouble finding the treasure. I found Moses and Enki and Anubis, but that treasure is elusive. He I found the little guy with the fishing pole like on the Once Upon a While, and it's in an area that's backtracked backwards that I was at last year, but that symbol was, and there's other symbols I found there that I didn't see before that I had gone past, but my end of this search area was beyond that. And so I figured, I went past Brown and the heavy loads and the Water High, aka Blaze, a Blaze. There's more than one Blaze. There's more than one Omega. There's more than one Blaze. I've even found written in stones arranged in the ground, Alpha, Omega, dash, Omega, 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 Omega. you know, the Omega, that's the cat's 9 lives. I want one clue I'll give out right at the end here, because I'm ending. Heavy loads is about 2 million pounds per hour. That's heavy loads. Heavy loads moves 2 million pounds per hour. Not all day, just, when it's running. But, yeah. Heavy loads moves 2 million pounds an hour. How many tons is that? That's a lot of tons. That's 2,000 tons an hour. Okay? So remember that when you're thinking of heavy loads. I looked it up and I calculated it. It's based on the average person weighing 150 pounds. So, okay. Have a good day.